Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to have a deep discussion with many of you because over the years I started, getting I get a lot of emails on a regular basis, and sometimes they're comments, sometimes they're thoughts and rants and raves of different things happening. And one of the things that really got to me throughout the years is a lot of a lot of emails that I got were of many people kind of praising me for being a black witch on YouTube, or just being a black witch period that is fully educated in this craft. And you guys know I practice hoodoo. So there are a lot of people on here that say they practice the same thing, but I'm always told that my information and the things that I'm teaching them, is giving them life. It's helping them get their lives back. It's helping them bring forth money, blessings. It's helping them push their career, help them restore their family. So a lot of the things that I do teach, a lot of people, they praise me for, they thank me for it. And they always thank me for being a black witch. And it got me to thinking, like, does it really matter what color your witch is? Isn't it important if she knows her craft? She knows, how to work a spell. She can teach you how to work a spell. You both have a great connection. You feel the good energy from her or him. Like, when or where was there any importance in it from what color your witch really is? Because it got me to thinking, like, is it because I am of the few of the many black witches on here? Because there's a lot of black witches, I'm sure, spread all over YouTube. And that's one of the things I like about YouTube, the diversity and things. But I know many of us practice different things. I work with many different types of people. And a lot of my customers, clients, my friends, my subscribers, my followers, they're into many different things. They're Wiccans, they're pagans, they're into Santeria, Haitian voodoo, they're into hoodoo, they are just occultists, they are mystical, magical, they are into all types of esocentric magic. So I have a variety and of diverse different types of individuals who practice. And let me do say this, we all get along well. So I never really thought about that. Like, I don't understand where it was important in what color your witch is. I know on TV they boost the white witches a lot. Like, growing up, I never really saw a Spanish witch on TV. I never saw a black witch on TV, and a black witch of a Haitian, African, like any color, dark colored. Even though no matter where she's from, I never seen that on TV. They always boost white witches, and I guess they made people believe that only, there were only white witches that existed. I guess now for many of you, the diversity in witchcraft is huge now on YouTube. So you're going to find people showing you how to do spells. You're going to find people talking about herbs and roots. And you're going to find people doing a lot of tarot. And, a lot of people show themselves. Some people don't. Some people, you'll just see them hands. So, of course, every time you see my hands, I'm a black woman. So a lot of you, I want you to tell me how important and why is it important on the skin color of your witch and where she's from and what she knows. I know a lot of you have been tricked on YouTube, and a lot of people are practicing different types of things, and they're making you believe that you can do of the same thing. But one thing I will tell you, because I deal with a lot of different people that practice magic, there are certain types of spells, spirits, deities, and saints that you as a regular, practicer, that you cannot just call forth upon. It has to be someone that is initiated sometimes. It has to be someone that's familiar with that spirit. You have to know what you're doing. A lot of spells, a lot of saints and deities are like, you can't just go and just call upon them. You can't just do that spell. You can't just do that work because it's not your forte. So you will need someone of that magical practice to help you to bring forth certain things. You do. Now, within hoodoo, you don't need to be initiated. You don't need to pay a lot of money to get into it. It's not, it has nothing to do, today, hoodoo has nothing to do with religion at all. And I hear a lot of people, and I speak to a lot of people, and they're telling me that people are saying that hoodoo is of a white occult religion practice, and that's totally incorrect. And to be honest, African American hoodoo is from the deep down south. Okay, it was practiced by a wide spread of people in the church: Christians, Baptists, Protestants. These are of the people that you was getting, that was getting down and dirty. If you ever read Zora Neale Hurston's books, then you know she speaks of all of it. She has a whole book about it. And let me tell you, there are songs where they talk about people getting hoodooed. There are songs talking about mojo bags, jazz and blues music, where people, they speak about it. This is where hoodoo deep down began to start of hoodoo. You know, hoodoo is not voodoo, it's not Santeria. It has nothing to do with Wiccans or pagans. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with esocentric magic. It is hoodoo. It was practiced by black Southerners deep down in the South. I know it originated through the slaves making their way in a slave ship, coming through from Africa, coming through the West Indies, coming through and mixing with the Spanish and of the white Americans, and embedding themselves deep down in the South where slavery took part. So imagine being on a slave ship and being taken hostage, taken advantage of, raped, manipulated, and worked hard and beaten. And stripped of every single right that you have. And the only thing that y'all have to put together that no one can take was your spirituality. Was the spirits and the deities and the ancestors that you prayed to. The roots that they carried. There was no candles that they could light. There was none at all. But I do feel, and I know that the fires that they huddled over, I know they prayed over that fire. I know they prayed for certain things. I know that the slaves, they had to do certain things to live. And when you're taken advantage of and you have nothing, the prayers and the thoughts in your head are the only thing that you have a right to. So for many of them that got together and started practicing magic and started just trying to get themselves in a different realm, I know it was hard for them, because they had to hide it. So roots, herbs, dolls, a lot of small things they had to put together, and they kept together for themselves. It's heavy with African roots. That's one thing I'll tell you. It's heavy with African roots. Anyone can practice it. But you need to make sure that you know the roots and the origins of it before you start making up a spell talking about this is traditional hoodoo. A lot of people, they get afraid of Southerners when they hear, oh, she's working roots. Oh, she got candles going. Oh, she looks magical. You could tell, trust me, after a while, you can tell that somebody is different. You can tell they practice. You begin to pinpoint the different types of witches there are out there. You begin to pinpoint the different types of practices that they follow. And let me say this, with any kind of practice of magic and or in hoodoo, you're going to find different types of people practicing it. There's no, oh, you can't be it because you're black. Oh, you can't follow it because you're white. Oh, you can't follow it because you're Spanish. No. Don't let anybody make you believe that you can't be or do a certain thing when it comes to witchcraft because of your color. Because I know there are certain people, they have you believing, oh, it's only done in our religion. That's a different thing. That's a totally different thing. It's part of their religion. You have to be initiated to come in different certain sorts of stuff. But when it comes to hoodoo, you're going to find Chinese witches, Indian witches, African witches, British witches, West Indian witches, fat witches, short witches, ugly witches, pretty witches, yellow witches, brown witches, any all different sorts you're gonna find of those riches. Make sure when you speak to the people that you are asking to do spells for you, ask them what they practice. Ask them what it is. It should be of nothing for them to tell you. There are a lot of people that are practicing. There are a lot of people that are just watching. They're doing the spells, and absolutely positively nothing is happening because it's not for them to do. They're being misled, and people are having them make them believe that just because they do it, it will automatically work. So that's where the confusion comes in, where many of you are like, oh, I did this spell yesterday, it didn't work. Who told you spells work in 24 hours? Who told you spells work overnight? Who misled you and gave you that wrong information to making you believe that? I've heard as well that hoodoo is the safer side of voodoo. It's the good magic, and voodoo is the bad magic. I've heard that hoodoo was stolen by the slaves and the Africans. I've heard so many crazy stories of what people have been learned from people speaking it on here on YouTube of what hoodoo is. I've heard that hoodoo is Wiccan and Haitian voodoo and Santeria combined. I've heard so many different crazy stuff that it just, I always tell them, and do you believe that? And of course they're like, well, no, we don't believe it now because, you taught us different and whatnot. We learned different, and our magic is finally pushing forth and we're seeing results now. But you got to always pick and choose who you spiritually want to follow. You don't necessarily have to watch that video. You don't have to do that spell. You don't have to get those roots and those herbs. Just because, and a lot of people are misleading you, telling you to do different spells with different herbs and different roots. And of course they're wrong, but why are you believing it? Why aren't you educating yourself enough and working the things yourself? What I see a lot happening here on YouTube is someone will do a spell and then you'll get 15 other people. Oh, how did it go? How did it work? That is not your business. That is not your spell. That is her spell. She's showing you her results. She's showing you how it happened for her. So by her saying, yeah, I got the results in 21 days, I got the results in 40 days, that's just when it happened for her. She may have energy and power and strength, and she may be backed by a bunch of spirits and ancestors and spirit guides that are pushing her. She has that energy. It is not working for you because you don't have that. What I realize is a lot of people think just because, oh, it didn't work for me, that it won't work for them. Or it worked for them, it's going to automatically work for someone else. It's different. Things vary. And I've been saying that for a really long time. And I just hate when people confuse people with the wrong information and misguide them. When you know things, people are gonna see through it. It's so much that you can do to really fake. A real spiritual woman isn't going to scam the spirits. A powerful, deep-rooted woman, not a charmer, not someone that's going to talk you into doing things. She's going to show you how to do that spell. She's not going to read it off of a book. A real healer is going to heal you. You got to understand that you have a connection when this happens. So for those people that are reading out of books, and a lot of times the books don't really be 100% right. They don't be 100% right because that may have worked for that person, or that may have worked if for their religious practice or whatever practice that they do. But it's not going to work for every single one. It's not going to work for everybody that's doing it. So you got to come to an understanding with yourself and say, you know what? Not everything I see or hear is I'm going to believe it. It has nothing to do with religion. So if you are a Catholic, you can still practice. Yes. If you are into Buddhism, you can still practice. If you are a Christian, yes, you can still practice. If you are in the Baptist church, yeah. People from all different types of places can do hoodoo. But that's not going to change where it originated from. That's not going to change the deep roots where it grows and where it has started, and the people who were practicing it. You could be of any color witch, and you could be from any magical practice. But by no means should you be following anybody and working any spells for somebody that's calling something, oh, this is how it was practiced in the olden days. Bitch, you ain't from the olden days. How the fuck you gonna tell somebody how to fucking do something? A lot of times there are people that are so gifted, their ancestors are guiding them, showing them the way, and or they learned one good spell from somebody in their family. And guess what? From that one good spell, a lot of things ignited for them. And now they can show you how to do certain things. I feel I've been gifted and blessed to be able to show many of my subscribers and my clients and my customers how to do a lot of different things, and as well as making my own stuff, because there are people that don't know how to make nothing. They, to save their life, they cannot make anything. So a lot of you are getting messed up by purchasing certain products from people who want to badly be a witch, who want to badly just, like, there are a lot of people that they taught themselves tarot and they're psychics supposedly, but they call themselves witches and they can't do spells. They can't make shit happen. If you're working with a real self-proclaimed spiritualist, a healer, a root worker, a practitioner, which is what I prefer to call myself over a witch, then she needs or he needs to know how to read you. That gift comes. Don't work and mess with people that don't know their stuff, because you're going to keep on getting mixed up and messed up. And roots and herbs can mess you up as well. Everybody wants to claim to be magical, of course. Of course, everybody wants to have a gift that they wasn't born with, that wasn't, I don't even know how to explain it to some of you, because when it comes to learning how to read people, that's something that has to be gifted to you. I'm not going to trust a person that's trying to teach themselves tarot. I'm not going to do that, because you'll be trying to teach yourself for days. You need to pick a spot. You need to pick a place. You can't practice 10 different types of magical practices and combine them together and then call yourself this big wig witch like you just made it up. It doesn't work like that, because then you got other people following your stupid shit. And then guess what? Now they all fucked up. They not real. No real practitioner, root worker is going to take advantage of the spirits, because the end results of what the spirits can do to them is never going to be pretty. I urge you to always just inform yourself whenever it comes down to who you follow. Don't worry about anybody else and the results. You have to work the spell yourself if you want to see results. And remember, every single spell you do is going to take time. If it was really that simple and easy, then there'll be no spells on here. Nobody would share a spell. If you could get that results in 24 hours, nobody would teach you how to do nothing. So be very cautious who you're watching and what they're saying, because a lot of y'all are going to continue to get tricked out there if y'all don't inform yourself and educate yourself on the things that you want and need in your life. It's really that simple. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't practice something that you feel is a gift in you. The more you follow stupidity, the more stupidity will follow you. Always remember that. Like, subscribe, stay blessed.